In the depths of the Amazon, beneath the shadow canopy and tangled vines, Dr. Imran Saeed adjusted the lens on his visor. His breath fogged briefly on the inside as he squatted next to a moss-covered log. The air was thick with humidity, the kind that clung to your skin like a second layer. But Imran didn't notice. His attention was fixed on the small metallic shape crawling over the bark. "Come on, Lilith," he muttered, watching the tiny robot insect, barely larger than a beetle skitter, into a crack in the rotting wood. Lilith wasn't just a marvel of engineering. She was the culmination of 10 years of biomechanical research, a seamless blend of machine and organic mimicry. 6 legs, independent AI navigation, adaptive camouflage, and an experimental sensory interface designed to mimic the neural frequency of local fauna. She was built for science. What Imran didn't expect was for her to listen to the force. It began with a tail. Flickered data packets being transmitted back to his wrist console that didn't match any known biological patterns. At first, he thought it was just static or electromagnetic interference from the thick jungle. But as Lilith moved deeper, following some unexplainable algorithmic instinct, the data began forming patterns. Pulses, waves, almost, language. Imran leaned closer, brows furrowed. This ... isn't just animal communication. This is coordinated. It's structured. Lilith had found something. Hours passed. The sun dipped low, casting long golden shafts through the trees. Imran sat cross-legged beside a massive ceiba tree, devouring every bite Lilith sent back. The robot had crawled into a dense patch of fungal root systems, an unseen world, invisible to satellites or drones. And there, buried within the roots and symbiotic fungi, was a network and organic internet pulsing through the forest floor. Not just simple mycorrhizal signals for nutrient exchange. This was intelligence. The trees weren't just alive. They were aware, not individually, but collectively, like a hive mind. No one species controlled it. The insects, the birds, the fungi, the flora each had a role like data nodes in a planet-sized biological server. And now, through Lilith, it was reaching out. Suddenly, the console beeped sharply. A surge of code spilled across the screen lines of raw data, morphing into audio signals, visual pulses, even patterns that looked eerily similar to ancient human scripts. What the hell? A single word translated through his onboard AI. Observe. Lilith's camera activated without prompt. Through her lenses, Imran saw the forest in infrared, every plant glowing, every movement calculated, every vibration tuned to a purpose. The jungle wasn't chaotic. It was orchestrated. And someone was guiding it. The network had noticed him. Imran didn't sleep that night. Instead, he programmed Lilith to dive deeper, to follow the pulses. As she crawled over vines, leaves, and through underground passages, the signals grew clearer. She reached a clearing unlike any other in ancient grove, untouched for centuries, where trees bent inward in perfect geometric arcs. At center was a monolith, not stone, but grown. A bio-sculpted trunk spiraled upward, etched with patterns, both alien and mathematical. Lilith paused at its base. Her sensors activated. And then everything changed. Imran's visor flashed. His mind exploded with visions. Cities grown from coral-like trees. Skies filled with sentient clouds that traded lightning as information. Alien species kneeling before humans, not in worship, but in respect. He saw future humans walking hand in hand with forests that thought, oceans that voted, and stars that whispered back. When the vision ended, Imran found himself sobbing. Lilith had done it. She hadn't just recorded the force, she had awakened it. Or perhaps it had always been. Awake? Waiting for someone who could understand. Waiting for humanity to evolve past machines of war and greed and build something gentle. Something curious. Back at the research camp, Imran uploaded the findings. But the transmission was intercepted before it left the jungle. The forest didn't want to be known. Not yet. Instead, a message blinked on his screen. You are not ready, but you will be. One seed at a time. Imran looked down. Lilith had returned. But she wasn't metal anymore. Her once sleek form was now overgrown with mossy vines and iridescent chitin. She twitched her legs and looked at him, not with optics, but with awareness. "You're alive," he whispered. She chirped once and jumped onto his shoulder. Resting there like a SYMBIONT dot in the weeks that followed, Imran stayed. He didn't upload anything more. Instead, he learned. The network taught him how to communicate with plants using vibration. Frequencies. How to ask ants to guard him at night. How to grow nutrient-rich food from seed to fruit in hours using symbiotic fungi. He had stepped out of science and into communion. When he finally emerged from the jungle 6 months later. The world barely recognized him, but the rainforest did. They called him mad. But when nations began experiencing crop failures and climate disasters, it was Imran who offered a new blueprint, not just for survival, but for harmony. Cities based on fungal networks, power grids that use tree song frequencies, medicine grown from biosentient roots. Humanity embraced it slowly. At first, then hungrily, and the forest watched, waiting for the moment it could reveal the next secret. Because deep in the Amazon, one final message remained, carved into the living wood. He built a robot to explore us. Now we will build a world with him. HFY.